What's up, people? Thanks for joining my channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different, and that is to talk about my luggage setup. Effectively what I'm packing and what I use. I have soft bags. Kind of just go through the whole process of mounting them onto the bike. I'm going for a ride this weekend where I will be camping for 2 nights. And so I'm gonna have to basically have, pack properly. Also, this is kind of like a staging trip to make sure I really have everything I need for an adventure ride where I'll be, camping and spending days and days living off the bike. This weekend, the trip is to the northern part of Cyprus. We'll be camping along the beach. Probably on both nights. There's 6 or 7 of us riding, mostly adventure bikes, a couple of enduro machines, and I'll be doing a video about that one as well. So, but this video really is about my luggage setup. Okay, so this is pretty much mostly what I'm packing, except what's already on the bike, which I'll talk about in a second. My soft bags are Tusk. I forget the name right now. I'll blend that in on the video. Firstly, let me just go through what's already on the bike. So I have 2 side bags, Lomo. These are waterproof. On this side, I have a spare regulator rectifier, fuses, a couple of tools, and I have a spare tube for the rear tire. And on this side, I have most of my tools. I have tire irons and a couple of bits and pieces. On this current setup, I don't need a large tank bag, so I'm just taking this for documentation, passport, maybe when I'm charging stuff. From the voltmeter, I'll have some GoPro batteries and stuff in there. So and this is typically my setup when I ride, whenever I ride. I always have my tools and the ability to change my tires. One more thing that I should probably highlight is the fact that I also carry a spare front tube, 21-inch. I have my tire pump. It also doubles as a power bank and a flashlight. And I have a tire pressure gauge, those little pen ones in there. So yeah, I'm very much ready to change tires or tubes on the front and the back. Done it plenty of times. And because yeah, these are, I'm riding tubed tires. So I don't have the luxury of those plug kits, and you be on your way. Okay, so let's start with the actual rig. So this is a Tusk system. Like I said, I got this from Rocky Mountain ATV. They're out in Colorado, and they developed this product themselves. At least I believe so. So yeah, it just goes over the bike like so. And it's mostly fastened through straps, or it's pretty much fastened through a whole bunch of a strap system, which works pretty well to tighten the whole thing down. Just before I continue, I want to show that I already installed the heat shield. Onto my Arrow exhaust. This fits quite nicely to the exhaust. It just requires this clip over here, and as you can see, it does a good job of really keeping the bag away from the exhaust. Okay, off the top of my head, I forget how many liters this system is, but I'll blend that in. This is definitely a 22 liter, bag, and you basically fold these down like this, and then you click them in, and they just sit there, and then you strap the whole system. So I'm going to go through that whole process now. So yeah, there's that bag. Then you have the main side bags, which is this one, where the dry bag goes on the inside. And then you have these, I think they're 1.5 liters or 2 liters each, where you can have, fuel bottles or extra water. Up here you have something that looks like, this is a waterproof bag. I guess you could have it as a first aid bag. You could have paperwork in there, I don't know, passports or sensitive stuff that you're trying to protect. Zippers here and there. Right, so let's get this thing fixed to the bike. Fine. Okay. So I talked about the various bags on this. I didn't talk about this. This is supposed to be for tent pegs, tent poles, but I'm going to use them for something else, which I'll show you in a second. Okay. Right, so first of all, I'm going to start with the waterproof bags. So in here I have 2 days worth of clothes, and in each one of them, one shoe. Right, so there, one dry bag in, second dry bag goes in on this side. And they just slide in nicely, like that. And then you just click these in like so on either side. Right, so what I do is I have my sleeping mattress. This is inflatable. It has a little pump built into it, which you just squeeze a few times, and then you have a nice sleeping mattress. So the mattress I put in here. So that just sits in there nicely. And then I can just shut this. And the way these close is just to roll them up and then clip them like that. So that's secure. For this trip, it might be a little bit remote where we're riding. Be on the safe side, I'm taking an extra 1.5 liters of water. I obviously will have my Camelback with me, which has 2 liters, so I'll have 3.5 liters of water. Now the tent pole bag, I thought, I'm riding with all these spare bits and pieces. I have a 3rd tire iron here, which I got today. I have some fuel hoses, a couple of other bits and pieces in there. I have a tent light. And these, I'm just gonna slide right in here, like that. And this just sits down there. And similarly, you shut this by just rolling it down. I've got quite a bit of space, should I want to put something else inside here. It's not very heavy, it doesn't really increase the width by that much. And so yeah, I wouldn't put heavy stuff in here because it's obviously not fastened very tight, but right. So now technically, you could ride like this. You could ride like this with the weight low down on either side. Or you can have options of the kind of bag that you're gonna have up here. Let me just do these up real quick. Like I said, it's all a strap-based system. Obviously, if you had panniers and boxes, you know, you just click them in and you lock them and you're done. And that's the one benefit of those. Whereas here you're faffing around quite a bit with, you know, you're dealing with these cords. And of course, if you're gonna be spending the night somewhere and you have to take the whole, take the whole thing into your hotel room or out of the rain, then, you know, you're gonna do this every morning. So there's definitely some downsides of having this kind of luggage as opposed to just, you know, aluminum boxes that you just take off the bike. But listen, if you weigh up the pros and cons, there's a lot of benefits to having soft luggage. You know, one of them being that it is close to the bike. If you fall over, you're not going to damage the box itself. And yeah, so, you know, some people like the hard cases. I'm not a fan of those hard cases. I think the panniers themselves are heavy, let alone the boxes that are on them. Right, so this is where I'm adding my final piece. So these kind of already attach by way of those Velcro joints. And now I'm going to be putting in my my sleeping bag, my camping chair. There's a few more things I'm going to put in there, like some food items, but also really importantly is my GoPro kit, all my camera equipment, my charging cables, drone, spare batteries, all that stuff goes in there. Right, so then I'm locking this like that. Now it's the final stages. I can pull this tight. This then folds over like that, where you have these last two straps that then come into play like so. One, and two. So this is a waterproof bag, so nothing's getting in there. The dry bags in there will make sure this stays dry as well. And yeah, there we have it. The Tusk system. And now all I have to do is strap my tent. The way to do that is effectively to strap them in here. So I can do this. So strap this guy on here. So this guy gets his own strap. Nice and tight. And then the tent gets two straps because it's obviously heavier. I think this works quite nice. Look at that.